Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this webinar on how to encourage wheelchair sports in India. So I'll just let you know that all of you could give your queries or comments in the chat box, and we hope we'll have enough opportunity for Deepa Malik ji or all concerned to respond to your queries at the end after we have gone through. Right. So if you have any suggestions, please jot them down in the chat box, and we'll be getting back to you immediately in this regard. So we will start today's webinar. So, as you know, wheelchair sports is the ability to win over disability, right? And we are going to discuss today how to promote these wheelchair sports in the country. For those of you who may have joined a bit late, we have a small video here by So thank you. When you see such a video, what comes to your mind? Doesn't it come to your mind? Yes, they can. I request all those who are not talking to please keep their devices on mute. We will give you an opportunity to talk later on. And you can, of course, put your questions into the chat box or your comments into the chat box. So, more importantly, what comes into the mind of those who engage in such sports, in persons on wheelchair who engage with some sports? I think you will all agree it comes to their minds, yes, we can. Don't you think so? And it also brings this same thought to the minds of n number of persons on wheelchair who may not have been engaging on with wheelchair sports, but they come to realize, yes, we can do everything which an able-bodied person can. So the unique ability of sports to transcend linguistic, cultural, and social barriers makes it an excellent platform for strategies of inclusion and adaptation. Furthermore, the universal popularity of sport and its physical, social, and economic development benefits makes it an ideal tool for fostering the inclusion and well-being of persons with disabilities. Friends, this is a quote directly from the United Nations website. Persons with disabilities often face societal barriers, and disability evokes negative perceptions and discriminations in many societies. As a result of the stigma associated with disability, persons with disabilities are generally excluded from education, employment, and community life. which deprives them of opportunities essential to their social development, health, and well-being. Hence, wheelchair sports becomes all the more important for them because sport can help reduce the stigma and discrimination associated with disability because it can transform community attitudes about persons with disabilities by highlighting their skills and reducing the tendency to see the disability instead of the person. Sport changes the person with disability in an equally profound way by empowering persons with disabilities to realize their full potential and advocate for changes in society. Through sport, persons with disabilities acquire vital social skills, develop independence, and become empowered to act as agents of change. Sport teaches individuals how to communicate effectively, as well as the significance of teamwork and cooperation and respect for others. Sports is also well suited to reduce dependence and develop greater independence by helping persons with disabilities to become physically and mentally stronger. These skills can be transferred into other new arenas, including employment and advocacy, work further helping to build self-sufficiency. So friends, this is directly from the United Nations website, and the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities is the first legally binding international instrument to address the rights of persons with disabilities and sport. Article 30 of the convention addresses both mainstream and disability-specific sports and stipulates state parties shall take appropriate measures to encourage and promote the participation to the fullest extent possible of persons with disabilities in mainstream sporting activities at all levels. The power of sport as a transformative tool is of particular importance for women, as women with disabilities often experience double discrimination on the basis of their gender and disability. Sport can help to reduce gender stereotypes and negative perceptions associated with women with disabilities. Hence, friends, for today's discussion, we have brought to you a dynamic international personality who has made a name for herself across the globe. We bring to you Deepa Malik. So friends, for her grit and determination, don't you have pure respect. Deepa Malik ji hails from Sonipat in Haryana, attended Sophia College in Ajmer, Rajasthan, is married to an army officer, again a fighter, a veteran cavalier, Colonel Bikram Singh, and they are blessed with two daughters, Ambika Malik and Devika Malik, both well settled. And one had just a birthday recently, and Deepa ji also celebrated her birthday just a few days ago. She is the first Indian woman to win a medal in Paralympic Games. She won 58 national and 23 international medals across all disciplines to date. She is the only Indian woman to win medals in 3 consecutive Asian Para Games. She has various awards to her credit, and all of them prestigious. The prestigious Padma Shri Award in 2017, Arjuna Award in 2012, President Role Model Award in 2014, in Maharashtra Chhatrapati Award in 2009-10, Haryana Karam Bhumi Award in 2008. Swavlamban Puraskar, Maharashtra in 2006. First Ladies Award, Ministry of Women and Child Development, and Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award 2019. She's a member of the Planning Commission, HRD Division on behalf of Sports Ministry. She's the Clean India Brand Ambassador for NDMC and expert consultant for disability inclusive accessibility infrastructure for the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs Smart Cities Project. She was elected as President of the Paralympics Committee of India in 2020. Friends, welcome Deepa Malik ji. And I would want to start by asking her the query. You took to wheelchair sports, that to athletics when sports were not considered lucrative. Wheelchair sports must not have been known at all at that time. What was your motivation to take it up? Deepa Malik ji.
Thank you, Dr. Chabra. It's always wonderful to interact and meet somebody who hails from, it's connected to the Indian Spinal Injury Center and the center where rehabilitation changed my life. I took to wheelchair sports, but let me tell you first, I was actually a swimmer because after 7 years of my paralysis, like my first paralysis happened as a child and rehabilitation happened, but I was okay. It's only at the age of 29 and a half, I got my tumors back, and then surgery left me, left the spinal cord damaged, and I was left chest below, totally paralyzed. And at a time when my children were very small, my elder daughter was already suffering with hemiplegia due to a head injury as a child. So disability has been, like a part and parcel of my life. Childhood, 4.5 years, struggling with paralysis, getting the tumor surgery done, and then rehabilitation, walking again. Have my first child, the child meets with an accident, has a terrible head injury, compression, blood clotting leads to left side hemiplegia. She is recovering from that. And while she is in rehab, I get the tumors. So what motivated me were many of factors. One, time and again, disability was coming into my life. And when it came into my daughter's life, and then again to me, and people said that this house is like jinxed. This household, this family, they're going to be sad. बहुत उदास जिंदगी होगी इस घर में. माँ की बीमारी बेटी को लगे बिकॉज दोनों का कुछ न्यूरो केस था. तो बहुत ज्यादा टैबूज आ रहे थे, बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चन मार्क्स आ रहे थे. और मेरे को खुद को, आई वाज पर्सनली was only labeled as wheelchair bound, somebody who's going to be dependent all her life. Like disability was the only identity. There was nothing else left. Deepa is a happy person. Deepa is a fashionable person. Deepa likes to talk, socially integrate, travel, have picnics. But there was nothing being told. And then rehab happened. But only 7 years later, 2006, 2005, I remember in the winter time I had come. And that is when, imagine, I come from an urban background. I come from an convent education. We come from financially stable family. And yet I had no knowledge about parasports. Hydrotherapy in Spinal Injury Center made me discover that my body is not drowning. And actually, that gave me an opening into sports, and I joined the world of sports at 36, being a swimmer. But once I started going for these sports and I started training, suddenly I felt, I got my self-confidence back. I became somebody other than just a disabled woman. I was traveling because I was participating, and swimming, I later learned that there is athletics. So athletics happened at the age of 40. Why I'm stressing on the age is that there is no bar, disability, age, gender, no bar. Motivation was purely to create an identity, another one for myself, an identity which had health, which had travel, which had, a fit person kind of an introduction of you. Because when you're playing in a sporting arena, when you're traveling to represent your country, when you are getting, instead of a hospital, going to a gym or going to a sporting arena, you feel like a person who's fit. And it did work out because I'm also Fit India brand ambassador. So if a woman in her 40s can be called an ambassador for Fit India, of course, now I've crossed 50 also. So yes, that was the motivation, and identity, social integration, rediscovering the strength in my body, and also becoming a role model for my daughter that exercise in disability is important.
Thank you, Deepaji. You are a role model for not only persons with disabilities, but also for able-bodied people like us. They say, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And you are a living example of all of that. Now, you are the first Indian woman to win a medal at the Paralympics. And you are the only Indian woman to win medals in 3 consecutive Asian Para Games. Please take our viewers through this incredible journey.
Yes, even now I get goosebumps when I think about the fact that I was the first, because being the first is a definite honor. But when I was receiving my Padma Shri, Honorable Modi ji told me, he says, Deepa, for me, this Padma Shri is not for your silver medal or becoming the first woman Paralympic medalist. For me, this Padma Shri you deserve because you brought the change. You became the change, and you even worked on the policies. The journey was purely of, basically trying to tell people that I'm all right on a chair. I'm happy on a chair. And I love sports. I love outdoors. That's my innate nature. All I did was just follow my passions, follow my, hobbies. And I feel everybody should have hobbies, irrespective of their disabilities. My hobby was driving, my hobby was biking, my hobby was swimming, my hobby was sports, my hobby was travel, and it all came in a package. So actually, the journey was just in pursuit of following my sources of happiness. And the achievements just happened because I was passionate, and I continued to practice every day, and I never gave up. Even when there were no policies, I never gave up. Even when I was fighting for the policies and I was making drafts and I was presenting it to the bureaucrats, to the politicians, to the government, I was so persistent that I ended up becoming a member in the 5-year planning commission. And then some impact on the policies happened. So I think this journey has been more about sports activism and consistency, and not waiting for others to create opportunities. When I started, there was nothing. There were no cash awards, no cash rewards, no job opportunities. People used to say, para sports, आप पैराशूट से कैसे कूदेंगी? मतलब पैरा स्पोर्ट्स का मतलब ही नहीं पता था लोगों को. और शुरुआती दिनों में व्हीलचेयर पे मैं एक ही अकेली महिला नजर आती थी. चाहे मैं वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप के लिए गई, तब भी मैं अकेली थी. तो अकेला होना, पहला होना बहुत सम्मान की बात है. लेकिन पैराडॉक्स ये है कि तब तक सुविधाएं नहीं थी, तब तक रिकग्निशन नहीं था, तब तक तो एक कठिन जर्नी थी. बट लगे रहे और लड़ते रहे. और ऐसा नहीं है कि लोगों का साथ नहीं मिला. बहुत अच्छे लोग भी मिले, जहाँ से साथ भी मिला, जहाँ से गाइडेंस भी मिली. तो बस एक मुद्दा बनाया. तो मेरे को लगता था कि जो बात, the talk that I used to keep, the purpose that I found in creating a world at par for physically challenged sports, whenever I won a medal for the country, मेरी बात का वजन बढ़ता था, तो वो भी एक मोटिवेशन रहती थी. So first Paralympian medalist, first World Championship medalist, first Asian Para Games medalist, first person to win 3 consecutive medals, and each time with a new record. That's what I try to impart even in Tokyo to other athletes, that if a woman in her late 40s, if a woman with chest below total paralysis, bladder, bowel challenged, if a woman who's already reaching her 50 can do it. I mean, these are young children. Now the policies are in place, everything is there.
So Deepaji, you said very rightly that when you were doing all this, the conditions were not favorable. Now the policies are in place. But they say that you have to tap the opportunity in the adversity. And I think you did exactly that, right? Under your guidance and leadership, Deepaji, India has just won the maximum medals in its history in the recently held Paralympics in Tokyo, Japan.
Yes.
So we have a small slippage of that.
चल जाएगी.
कुछ ऐसे हैं जो पूछे क्या कर पाएगा, क्या अपनी मिट्टी खातिर तू लड़ पाएगा. कुछ ऐसे हैं जो पूछे क्या कर पाएगा, क्या अपनी मिट्टी खातिर तू लड़ पाएगा. ये आखिरी बारी सोच के अब तू जान लगा दे, जा तेरे पीछे देश की तेरी परछाई है. कर दे कमाल तू, बन जा मिसाल तू, देश का लाल तू, बन जा मिसाल तू. कर दे कमाल तू, बन जा मिसाल तू, देश का लाल तू, बन जा मिसाल तू.
शायद खेल से भी बढ़कर इस पैरा ओलंपिक ने और हमारे खिलाड़ियों के प्रदर्शन ने मानवता के दृष्टिकोण को, दिव्यांग के प्रति देखने के दृष्टिकोण को पूरी तरह बदल दिया.
कमाल तू, बन जा मिसाल तू, देश का लाल तू, जीत से जवाब तू.
तो दीपा जी, ये सब तो मिसाल बने, बट इनके मिसाल बनने में आपका एक बहुत बड़ा हाथ था. Wheelchair sports is such a great encouragement and motivation for everyone. You would have faced a lot of challenges while going through this journey. How were you able to tap the opportunity despite the challenges, especially in training such a big team which won such a large number of medals and brought pride to the whole nation?
आराम से सब कह देते हैं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन इंडिया इज नॉट फ्रेंडली, बट ट्रस्ट यू मी, इंडिया में जो लोगों का कंपैशन है या जो मदद करने की भावना है वो किसी भी देश से ज्यादा है. मैंने कभी ये नहीं सोचा कि व्हीलचेयर पे हूं तो मैं वहां नहीं जा सकती. Wherever I had to go, wherever I wanted to go, whether it was a movie hall, whether it was a shopping arena, whether it was traveling in the train, I just went there and I always found कि 20 लोग एक आवाज में आ जाते थे उठा के रखने के लिए. तो मैंने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के चैलेंज को हमेशा दोस्तों के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बढ़ा के बैटल किया. मदद मैंने मांगने में कभी नहीं शर्माई, और मदद मांगने के टाइम मैंने हमेशा ये सोचा, मैंने कभी ये नहीं सोचा कि आई एम गिल्टी. कि मैं बोझ बन रही हूँ। मैंने हमेशा ये सोचा कि मेरे को मदद करने से कोई इंसान अपने लाइफ के खाते में एक अच्छा काम जोड़ रहा है, तो मैं तो आई एम जस्ट बिकमिंग अ मीडियम ऑफ गुड डीड ऑफ अ पर्सन। मेरी मदद करके वो महान हो रहा है, उसको उसके खाते में एक गुड, भगवान जी लिखेंगे अच्छा कर्म किया है, तो मैं तो अच्छे कर्मों का माध्यम हूं, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, ये मेरी गलती नहीं है, कोई इंसान नहीं मांगता इस चीज को अपने लिए, तो जो चीज मैंने खुद अपने ऊपर डाली नहीं तो मैं क्यों इसके लिए अपने आप को गिल्टी फील करूं। तो ये कुछ भावनाएं थी जो मैंने अपने खिलाड़ियों के अंदर डाली, उनका मनोबल बढ़ा के रखा। मेहनत सारी उनकी है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैंने कोई जादू की छड़ी घुमाई हो। बहुत सारा श्रेय दूंगी कोचेस को। जो एक चेंज शायद मैं ला पाई वो ये था दैट आई कुड लीड विद एन एग्जाम्पल, because when the leader is leading with an example, and whenever I said something to the athletes, they knew that it is coming from a physically challenged person who has already won a medal and has been there, done that. So if I gave them an advice, it made a connect with them. So there was a very strong communication that we maintained with the athletes. Second thing that happened was that we had a very fair and very transparent selection this time, because I was an athlete. I have been an athlete for last 15 years. I have played with each one of them. I know each one of them. And I also know what are the loopholes. So one could fill in the gap there. And the third thing was really the communication between the federation, the government, that is the sports authority, and the Ministry of Sports, and also the stakeholders, and other federations, because there are some sporting federations which are not directly under us. So what I created was a smooth communication, a holistic communication, and then projecting the needs of the physically challenged players to the MOC, that is the Olympic meeting of the Olympic Council, where we all met from different federations and we presented our case. It was very easy for me to tell them that what is the requirement of a wheelchair athlete, what is the requirement of an athlete using a prosthetic. So I think all this came together and the medals were made. Good funding came from the government through the TOP scheme. We were able to identify the right talent at the right time. We were able to present their requirements at the right time. Now, being a wheelchair athlete, I know that a wheelchair person not just needs a coach, but also needs a physiotherapist. That person also needs a nurse maid if it's a female, I mean, if she's a female, or because there is catheterization involved, there is changing of diaper involved, there is an enema involved. So specialized help is required. Then each disability needs a different kind of wheelchair. Table tennis wheelchair is different than a basketball wheelchair. Active wheelchair is different than somebody who's going to use an electric wheelchair, like a severely disabled person in a different level of injury. So every sport has a different kind of wheelchair. So the correct wheelchairs were identified and given so that they can use their body to maximum ability. So I think these were some factors which one could bring in because one had the experience, one had been through it, and not compromise with these requirements and not think that these requirements are, frivolous. If an athlete said that we have to customize the wheelchairs as per the body length, as per the level of injury in the spine, give the correct cushions so that they don't develop injury and pressure sores, and their posture remains correct. So if the posture is correct, then they are able to utilize the muscle groups in a better way and not get fatigued. And there are some tricks of the trade that I had learned, like while traveling, what you can do. And even when planning their logistics, that if they reach and they are sitting for 8 hours in the flight and 2 hours at the airport and another hour, then what kind of diaper or the urine bag they should use. And then once they reach there, how much rest they need to recoup. So these were some things which I could help plan better as a president and assert myself. Mm, I was,
So if, please.
Yes.
Yeah, you were saying something?
yes,
So if we were to summarize what you said, I think first would be lead by example. Second, a very strong community and government support. A teamwork, the coaches and everything getting involved with it, and a very fair selection, right? So as they say, nothing for us without us. So seeing a person who had won medals leading them, I think they could identify themselves with you and deliver better. So that's, did I summarize you correctly?
absolutely. And the right assistive aids, the correct assistive aids.
Very true, very true. Now, so just quoting you, right, you lauded shooter Avani Lekhara, who created history by becoming the first Indian woman to win 2 Paralympic medals, saying the trailblazing athlete has emerged as a role model for the country's youngsters. She has risen above all the challenges. And you might also perhaps know that Avani was also rehabilitated at Indian Spinal Injury
Yes.
Center. And
Hello everyone,
I'm sorry for
Monica,
this video.
Paralympic gold and bronze medalist. One of the most beneficial activities that can improve health and well-being of any person with disability or not is sport. This includes the physical and mental health. And one of the most importance of wheelchair sports are as follows. Number 1, it motivates people to be less homebound and dependent. Number 2, it increases the participation in Paralympics and give the confidence to people to fight with their disability. Number 3, it improves the job opportunities for the people with disabilities. Number 4, it gives the motivation to stay physically fit to people. Number 5, and the most important, is it fight with the discrimination and gives inclusion to this community. Thank you so much.
Apologies to Avni ji for that picture being a bit rotated. Kashish Lakra, the youngest Indian athlete to qualify for Tokyo Paralympics, right? And she was also under your able
नमस्ते,
guidance.
मेरा नाम कशिश लाकरा है और मैं एक पैरा एथलीट हूँ. My parasports journey started in 2018 and I think in India it's much way to go. We can bring a big change in disability sports while making our youth aware about it. We should encourage children with disabilities to participate in sports and make them aware about parasports. Para authorities, hospitals and NGOs should organize events with the para athlete. And advertisement in like hospitals, schools, newspapers, TV also play a very important role in bringing awareness in the society about our para sports. Thank you.
So Kashish was also rehabilitated at Indian Spinal Injury Center. She participated in club throw and she has been participating in other international sports in Switzerland and Dubai. So it is only the mastery of the game that lets them take a shot at glory. So what you see apparently them playing basketball or other sports like any able-bodied. It requires a lot of training and retraining for them and a lot of hard work. Evidence suggests that persons with disabilities, Deepaji, should engage in wheelchair sports for therapeutic and recreational benefits. For the benefit of our audience, please tell us how engaging in sports activities helped you in your overall rehabilitation and wellness.
That's such an important question and topic to discuss. It's not about winning medals, Dr. Chabra. It is not about, making a mark and going out. And sports is the biggest medium of social integration. It boosts your self-confidence. When I started playing sports, I had never dreamt of becoming a Paralympian. Or I used to just love going out and meeting people and wearing the Indian colors, wearing a tracksuit, going in the gym, picking up a dumbbell. It would boost such an internal, I would say my soul would smile that, okay, I'm defying the taboos, I'm defying the allegations of being nothing but a dead body lying in her urine and feces. But this gave me something to look forward to. And simultaneously, my posture improved, my blood circulation improved, my health improved, and above all, my temperament improved. I became a happy person. And my friends, and I started doing happy stuff because I was feeling better and I was feeling very good about myself, and I was feeling healthy, and I had developed more stamina. I remember I could not even sit for more than 2 minutes post surgery. I would feel giddy and I just wanted to lie down. And with 7 vertebrae under laminectomy and a break just at the chest, and yet I can hold my body up and I could drive, I could create records, Limca records. I could enhance my identity thanks to sports. I learned swimming as a rehabilitation hydrotherapy process. But when I translated it into a sporting activity and practice, I could cross River Yamuna against the current for a kilometer and create a world record. And that gave my life a different kind of elevation. When I learned to hold my body upright with the help of strong shoulders, which I could do because of sports, I could ride a motorcycle, and that riding a motorcycle took me to MTV Roadies. And suddenly I was like a youth icon, and I was a very yo person, and I was featured in Bike India magazines, and I was invited by John Abraham, and I was leading a motorcycle ride in Bombay with 1,600 bikers right behind me, and a John Abraham lifting me from the wheelchair and putting me on the quad bike that I was going to ride. I was like a cool babe. I was not like a sad old hag lying in a wheelchair bound. Suddenly everybody started quoting me. When journalists started writing about me, they said, here comes a wheelchair liberated woman. Wheelchair bound word was totally gone. That's what sports did to my life. And then they said my body does not have a good temperature control. I have bad temperature control due to spinal cord injury, but look at the way sports and exercise became such a vital and such an important part. And it gave me a miraculous health that I could do Raid the Himalaya car rally, which in my body, to sustain that kind of cold temperature, and then drive a car from Chennai to Delhi, creating awareness for parasports. None of this could have been possible if I had not joined the world of sports. And all of this gave me such a huge fan following, name, fame, awards, rewards. Everything changed in my life. And definitely financially, I think I'm the breadwinner now. My husband is totally retired and he says, you're earning enough for the whole family. So just that. So look at, I'm the breadwinner now. Everything has changed because of sports.
So great, Deepaji. If we could get you right, it was not only helped you therapeutically in having a healthy body, but it also played a big role in your psychosocial rehabilitation,
Absolutely.
in having a good body image, and more importantly, the belief, yes, I can. And I think your message goes out loud and clear that it is not only to win medals that you should engage in sport. First of all, it is to lead a healthier life, because people on the wheelchair, when they live a long life, would otherwise be more prone to cardiovascular and other ailments, since their muscles are not working as well. But more importantly, to have the belief in themselves that we can lead a normal lifestyle, and we can, in fact, achieve better than what able-bodied can. And this year, the Paralympics was a real example of that. The Paralympics, our friends on the wheelchair, bringing greater glory to the nation than the able-bodied. I think the Asian nation owes you all respect for that, in addition to your having achieved a lot for yourself with regard to both therapeutic and psychosocial benefits. So that was how wheelchair rugby got introduced to India. Jonathan, who got a spinal injury in the hills in India, he brought wheelchair rugby to India later on. He still keeps coming and helps in people getting rehabilitated, and pursues his passion to promote wheelchair sports and active rehabilitation amongst the people. Deepaji, can you share your views with our young friends listening out there about the type of sports activities practically possible in India for persons with disabilities?
Yes. So if I talk about Paralympic Committee of India hosting, they're directly having 4 events under them. That is shooting, swimming, para powerlifting, and athletics. Athletics being the major one. So these are 4 directly under the wings of Paralympic Committee of India. But we have very strong teams when it comes to para badminton. Now TT has started doing very well. We even had presence in taekwondo, canoeing. We have wheelchair basketball coming up in Commonwealth Games. Boccia has started, and there's a very good Boccia National Committee which is doing very well, and they are creating a boccia or boccia. There are 2 pronunciations to that. So these are some sports which are actively there. Then individually, you can take up wheelchair badminton, wheelchair tennis. Wheelchair racing, I really hope becomes popular, because the chairs are very expensive. We did try to get 3-4 wheelchairs this year and introduce people, but there are 28 Paralympic medal events in wheelchair racing. And that's something which really, I think the youngsters can explore and really take on. And it's very popular Paralympic sport. So that is, again, very shooting on wheelchair. We have Avni as such an amazing role model. There's several sports. It depends on what are your likings. But if you seriously want to take up sports, not just for entertainment, recreation, or rehabilitation, and you want to really make a career for yourself, then try and identify the ones which are included in the policies, the ones that I just mentioned, on which you can get your Arjuna Award, your Padma Shri Awards, because along with these awards comes job opportunities, cash rewards for your medals. So if you seriously want to make it a profession and you want to uh, pursue it to become a sports person, then must try and identify the ones which are part of the Indian sporting policy. Else, there are amazing amount of variations to choose from. So that's all there, and we are there as Paralympic Committee to support you, help you identify, or you want to reach out to me. I have a very simple email, President PCI Deepa @gmail.com. It's all there on the paralympicindia.org.in website. So yes, you can reach out to us.
Thank you, Deepaji. If I don't know, pardon me for my ignorance, but I feel that wheelchair sports, there are more sports that people, our friends on wheelchair engage with than persons, able-bodied persons, right? I don't know, but the names of the sports that you took encompass almost the entire gamut, and in fact, some beyond the sports which able-bodied may also engage in India. So we have Ekta ji also here, who has participated in Paralympics and has joined us, but we look forward to listening from her a bit subsequently. Now, so trying to flip the lid of a Bisleri bottle, right, with your arrow, right, in archery. I tried my hand when they were trying wheelchair archery here. I failed miserably. So it speaks volumes about the training, the endeavor that they engage in order to achieve perfection. Now, with the increased awareness and opportunities for wheelchair sports, Deepaji, do you think it is practically possible for persons with disabilities to engage with it as a profession? In fact, that is also some questions. That's also questions from some of our participants who are there and who have jotted this down in the chat box.
Yes, when you say join as profession, there are many avenues. We really need more and more people to become coaches. We want them to become sports managers. We want them to become sports marketing people. There is social media around it. So there's a lot of avenues around. Sports sciences are there. So a lot of people can take up professions around disability sports also. And that's the need of the hour. We need more technical people. You can become technical classifiers. You can become technical officials by doing different level of courses with IPC. So there are a lot of avenues when you want to join sports as a profession. But like I said, when you want to become a professional athlete, then must identify the ones which are currently in the policy so that you get the benefits for it. And also you should align, like I, as a wheelchair person, wanted to do shooting. I found, I even tried, because when I was starting to play, I was in Ahmednagar, Maharashtra, and MIRC has a center for archery, and I wanted to try my hand, but I can't raise both my arms and balance my torso. So it also depends on the different level of functionality in your body. So must judge that before choosing a sport, so that like for example, when I was swimming, I have a tall body. I have a body which is 5'9", and it's not an amputated body. And below the chest, I don't have muscle control. So I don't have a good oblique torso. Even between the shoulder blades, I've had 3-4 major surgeries, repetitive tumor removal surgery. So shoulder blades are also not that healthy. So to pull a body in water, despite the fact that I was a good swimmer, I could cross a river Yamuna, but I was not able to improve my timing. And cold water was getting spasticity and spasms, which was slowing me down because heated swimming pools and the infrastructure were not there. So considering all that, I shifted gears from swimming to athletics, and that worked in my favor. That's why it's very important for anybody to select their event, keeping in mind the muscle group, the balance of the body, and what interests you, because passion is also very important. You can take up a sport and not feel passionate about it. So yes, that's the way you can take it forward as a profession. And why not? Look at me. When I'm playing, my daughter and me, my daughter was working and I was playing. And my package was way more than her, because though she's highly educated and she's done this and that, but thanks to winning medals, if I won 3 golds, as per the Haryana state policy, I would get almost about 10 to 12 lakh rupees. And if I have an international medal in that particular year, I would end up getting more money and then have almost a package of 20-25 lakhs a year. And that's being professional. And once you pick up medals from Asian Games and Paralympics, you get cash rewards in crores. I'm the richest in the family right now, only because I'm a sportswoman. So yes, it can convert into a profession. The only challenge that you will face as a wheelchair sports person is accessibility. We are still a country which is getting developed infrastructure. You may not find very amicable sporting arenas at the moment. You may not find wheelchair accommodations, but then that is where your rehabilitation comes in handy. I learned which type of wheelchair, like for example, the wheelchair that I'm using, more than often you go to a hotel, the entry doors to the bathroom are very narrow. So I have a wheelchair where the wheels come out and the wheelchair becomes narrower, and it has alternative wheels, the transport wheels that takes it inside. So we have also learned ways to battle infrastructural challenges. Like I said, I ask for a lot of help. I carry folding ramps with me. There are very lightweight folding ramps that are available. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Transfer, because sometimes, transferring with just one person with you is difficult. So transfer boards are there. I carry that. And then I've learned how to ask for help. If there is nothing which is working and I have to ask somebody to lift me, I know how to guide them to lift my chair or lift my body. So don't get disheartened. There is always a way. Become a solution finder than somebody who goes back with an excuse. So these are my advice being a wheelchair professional athlete.
Yeah, Deepaji, you very rightly said that you need to have that passion in you, that fire in you. But I think that's true for any profession. Unless you have that passion, that fire in you, you can't excel in that profession. So very, very rightly said. I think a lot of advice for our youngsters. And lastly, Deepaji, your golden message for our friends on how we can promote wheelchair sports in India. You have mentioned, but if you were to give tips on how we can promote these sports and how much does the government encourage? Does the private players, do the private players also support wheelchair sports? And what is the way forward in this regard?
Okay. See, government policies are more or less inclusive. When you talk about policies, they are inclusive, but implementation is done on a human level. And my only thing is, first, if you want to promote wheelchair sports, first play the sport, become a sports person on a wheelchair, and then demand your rights. Accessibility is your basic right. make a voice, raise a voice, become a voice, create a change. Use your sports to bring about a change. And that's the motto of IPC also. Creating a change through sports, the best way to create sport changes. So that's one. And I would definitely accept that right now, currently, it is more about nurturing the excellence pool when it comes to funding, when it comes to stakeholders also coming forward and supporting. We really need to work a lot at the grassroots level. And I think each wheelchair person can become that ambassador wherever you are, in whichever area you are. Ensure that the playing fields in your area are accessible. Go out there, talk to the bureaucrats, talk to the organizers, talk to the heads, talk to the local governance, make it a purpose. It will not only give you a purpose, you will enjoy becoming the medium of change. You will feel so proud that you changed something for someone else. So do that. That way, we will be able to create a better infrastructure and more opportunities for wheelchair users to come out and play sports and become sports persons. Things are changing, but definitely we have a long way to go. And I say so for wheelchair users because it's very easy for media to create a negative hype around Paralympic Committee of India conducting a para sports event. But tell me, where, in which city can I go and ask, okay, I am having 500 wheelchair users coming to play sports, or if I conduct a nationals of wheelchair rugby or a wheelchair basketball, and having, even if I have teams from 20 states, then automatically it becomes a bunch of about 500 to 600 wheelchair users. So in which case, how will I get wheelchair accommodation? It is difficult. So what do? I don't conduct games. I don't invite people to come and play. We're trying our best, but definitely we have a long way to go. And each one of us can, by rehabilitating ourselves, by understanding the trick of the trade, how in an inaccessible area can we manage ourselves, how the wheelchairs can climb stairs. I learned it in ISIC when I came there, how two people can push the chair and how even you can push your chair up the stairs. Learn all that. And I think these all will become a strong base for us to promote more and more wheelchair sports.
So there's a question, Deepaji, are there representatives of the Paralympics committee throughout the country? Means in any city, if they need to approach for help, or do they need to come centrally for that?
No, in fact, now every district sports office is supposed to integrate para sports, not just the Paralympic Committee of India. Even the government has the onus of involving sports. So you could go to your district sports office and demand to play, I mean, in your area, 1. 2, of course, we have state bodies in most of the states. We are expanding. We need to also involve more and more union territories and northeastern parts. But majorly, if you talk about Bihar, talk about West Bengal, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. I mean, most of the states have a body which is a state body for Paralympic sports.
Thank you, Deepaji. Friends, do stay with us. We'll take some questions. I will just be over with the presentation here, and then we will also try to interact with Ekta Ji on her views. Friends, this program was brought to you by Spine Wellness and Care Foundation. You have the email and the website address and the Facebook and YouTube links also here. We are a charitable non-governmental organization established for improving the wellness of people with spinal ailments in India. We reach and serve persons affected with spine-related ailments medically and socially to help them lead better lives. Our main objective is to provide medical, rehabilitation, vocational, recreational and social support for persons affected with spine and related ailments. So if you have any person who needs support, so do direct them towards us. We would also be happy to help them with sports or gym equipments or other things which would help them in their wheelchair sports. But we look at empowering them so that they can engage themselves as better human beings and are able to rehabilitate them fully. We will be having subsequent events. Just to brief you, on October 22nd will be the back pain pandemic rising up to the challenge, and you will be able to interact with me on the Zoom platform again for various back pain issues. And then will be bladder management in spinal cord injuries, challenges and opportunities. Our professional expert would be Dr. Dinesh Suman, and we will have the lived experience consumer experts also giving in their tips. Dr. Komal Kamra and Mr. Shivjit Raghav, who will be participating in the panel discussion, and we'll try to have a person with a fresh spinal cord injury who would be raw and will be able to pose exactly the challenges that they have faced in their bladder management per se. Friends, it is in our hands to create a better world for all who live in it. Come, join hands to improve spinal injury wellness and care and to alleviate the burden of spine disease. In fact, when you have to say yes, they can, and persons on wheelchairs need to say, yes, we can. The Paralympics.
Yes, I can. Suddenly, yes, I can. Gee, I'm afraid to go on has turned into, yes, I can. Take a look, what do you see?
Deepaji and all our friends on wheelchair and those with disabilities, yes, it comes from our hearts. You are superhumans and you have brought glory to the country, and you have become role models for persons with abilities as well. Persons with disabilities are actually persons with abilities. When God takes away one of the ability, He empowers you with another ability. And it is only that we need to tap this potential. We need to realize, yes, we can, that we would be able to come out of it. So thanks for providing your insights into your journey into wheelchair sports. We will hope to have you more, and we would also hope to have an interaction amongst persons with disabilities on how to take wheelchair sports further. So thank you, Deepaji.
Thank you.
Very much. There are a few questions in the chat box. Quickly,
Okay.
we would want you to address them.
Definitely.
Ektaji, can you unmute yourself? We'll just request our IT team to have you unmuted, and please let us know. For those who would know Ektaji, she participated in various para sports across the globe. She was also there in the Asian para sports in Jakarta, if I'm right, and won gold medal for India in club throw and discus. So Ektaji, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. So can you also share with our friends here on to what motivated you to get into wheelchair sports, and what is the way forward for us in India?
First of all, sir, thank you. Thanks a lot. And I would like to tell you that I was admitted to ISIC 18 years ago and I got the new birth there, where other hospitals refused to operate me. I got a new birth there. I was reborn there and I spent 9 months. And having rehab there, I realized that life is still possible on this wheelchair. And after that accident in 2003, I resumed my studies. And in 2016, I started my sports journey. I would like to focus on the kind of disability I am having. I am having quadriplegia. My upper limbs are partially paralyzed and the lower limbs are completely paralyzed. Generally, there is perception that all wheelchair users are same, but challenges for the quadriplegic person are much more. They need continuous assistance of two persons. Their challenges are like very different are their needs. So in this context, we need more awareness in our country. Like most of the quadriplegics are restricted to their homes due to lack of opportunities in education or employment or in sports, because they need a lot of support system, a collective effort from the family, from the government, from the society. And due to severe disability, the needs are much, much more. So for this context, we need to create more awareness and we need to make special efforts for them to generate more opportunities for them. And secondly, I would like to focus upon the right assistive device. Like most of the persons who are having spinal cord injury, especially, they are not able to get the right kind of assistive device, the right kind of wheelchair. Rest of the things comes very later: accessibility, education, employment. Firstly, they need to have a right assistive device, a right wheelchair. I have seen people in the rural area, parents are carrying the children in their lap, and it's so difficult for them to pursue anything, either it is education or sports. So the journey will become more better with the right wheelchair. And talking about my sports journey, it was very later. It was in 2016, and I qualified my Haryana Civil Services exam. And at that time, one of my interviews published in the newspaper, and my coach Amit Saroha contacted me, and he told me that he's also having the same kind of disability, quadriplegia, and he's excelling in sports. He's Asian gold medalist, Arjun Awardee. Only then I came to know that people with severe disability can also have a sports career. So that was a very life-changing moment for me. Otherwise, I had this kind of perception कि नहीं मेरी disability बहुत severe है, so how would I be able to do the para sports? But yes, the journey has been amazing and people have been very supporting. तो उसमें the best part is that sports का people start accepting the diversity. Now we can be the sports can be the platform to raise your concerns about your community of persons with disabilities. So in this context, it has been a great opportunity for me to talk about the challenges we people face in our day-to-day lives.
Thank you, Ekta ji. Your journey is equally fascinating and motivates all of us into trying to tap the potential within us. And if you have the belief in yourself, if you have the passion, if you have the fire, of course, you need the support. And as you mentioned, it is very important to be well rehabilitated and to be able to have all adaptive devices such that you are first able to be totally independent, and then you engage yourself in sports and you can show that we can achieve anything in the world. So thanks for your kind words. Deepaji, there are a few queries, in fact, comments like mountain biking is a great sport. I'm sure you would also agree. Our friends also engage themselves in that. Forgive me if I can't pronounce it properly. They say, how do we pronounce it? Boccia, B-O-C-C-I-A is also a wheelchair sport. And another comment, especially treat the athlete as an athlete. And there's also a comment, is your achievement possible for everyone? I think you have answered that, but would you want to reinforce that?
In fact, now it is easier to achieve what I achieved because now there are opportunities, awareness, policies. There are, now people are loving the achievements. Now, even the government is treating us so well. And like Ekta said, that we can be role models and we are being imbibed into all the initiatives of government, whether it is Skill India, whether it is Swachh Bharat, Swasth Bharat, Election Commission, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, every place, Fit India. So we are part of all the campaigns. We are, and Honorable Modi ji, you saw him, the way he has not made any difference between Olympians and Paralympians. The same farewell, the same hosting them and welcoming them, the same way he has called each and every athlete when they have won the medal, whether it was a Paralympian or an Olympian. And it's a beautiful time for anybody to come out there. And it's just that definitely there's no shortcut to success. You have to work hard. You have to be consistent. You have to be passionate.
So, Deepaji, there is another question. Do we need to have dedicated training centers for persons with disabilities, or do you think inclusive centers would be the norm and would encourage them to also deliver better? What is your opinion on that?
See, if you talk about dedicated centers, well, that is a good news and it is happening. There is one being made in Varanasi, one being made in Gwalior. There has been a launch of one in Faridabad. So that would definitely be, because you will have more skilled people there. You will have the right equipment. You will have the right accessibility. But there's no harm in training with in regular centers also. It's very, very inspiring. You feel more integrated. In fact, I have always trained in a common sporting arena, whether it was a gym. I used to go to Shri Fort Sports Complex, which is not a dedicated center for me. In fact, they had to create a ramp for me, which they did, and they were very happy doing it. And after me, there are 2, 3, 4 more people who started coming there on wheelchair. It creates a better country. It creates a better social structure. If people with disability integrate with people without disability, I personally would definitely say that we should provide universal accessibility in every building so that we also just feel like people. But for excellence and for nurturing the talent and giving them the dedicated facility to really start preparing for bigger events, international events, even a dedicated center is a welcome news.
Thank you, Deepaji. I think we have all the questions answered in the chat box, but I could see a few of our friends had raised their hands. So we can now take any questions, quick questions directly. You can unmute yourself and speak. Please raise your hand if you would want to raise any question. I know it is getting late for Deepaji, but I can't deprive you all from the motivation that you would get from your questions being answered. And if it encourages you into wheelchair sports or excellence in any manner, I think we would think that we have achieved our goals. Ajaya Rajji, did you want to ask any question? We can see your hi in the chat box. IT team, can you unmute, help Ajaya ji unmute? Dr. Sanjay Wadhwa also has a question. Dr. Sanjay Wadhwa is a professor of physical medicine and rehabilitation at AIIMS and is the immediate past president of Indian Association of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Sanjay ji, please unmute Sanjay ji, please. Let me try to unmute you.
एक नॉवल बनाते हैं फिश करी.
Yes, I can hear Sanjay ji. Yes.
Yeah, Sanjay ji. Dr. Sanjay Wadhwa, please. Meanwhile, IT team, please unmute Ajaya Raj ji. So meanwhile, there is a comment from my colleague in Malaysia. Congratulations, Dr. Deepa, very inspiring. And she has thanked us for extending this session to our friends in Malaysia.
Dr. Chabra, while somebody asked me a question, I would like to make an appeal to all here that Ekta expressed that Amit Saroha reached out to her and hello, can you hear me? So
Yeah.
it's also the duty of our own community to stand by each other. You know how Amit Saroha called Ekta, took an initiative and got her into sports. I am myself running a small NGO called Wheeling Happiness along with my daughter. Both of us have suffered our share of disability. And just in last year and a half, we have given away more than 550 wheelchairs for people to come out and get a better wheelchair and then, increase their mobility, whether for sports, for rehabilitation, or at least have the correct wheelchair to them. So it's very important for us also to support, guide our own tribe. If each one of us can guide minimum 5, it will be a better world.
So, Deepaji, there are comments for you from Ashu Dhingra ji. We are proud of you, ma'am, and she has extended bouquets to you. And maybe I lost contact in between. My
yes, Sanjay ji is here. Sanjay ji is here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I speak now? Yeah.
Right.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Chabra for organizing this program. And I thank Deepaji for sparing so much valuable time and sharing so many practical things with all of us. Because you have experienced and you have shared your experience. And this is invaluable. And I think it was 2 years ago when I shared the stage with you on one of the Doordarshan programs.
Yes.
I have a request and a suggestion.
Ji.
We are all facing the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ji.
And you are a role model and people listen to you.
Ji.
So it is my humble suggestion and a request that if you can send the messages that wheelchair sports persons and other persons with disabilities should leave behind the vaccine related hesitancy and get themselves vaccinated, because this is going to help us all. And I'm very concerned about the safety of sports persons in particular and persons with disabilities in general in India, because they are vulnerable sometimes because of various factors. And the World Health Organization also feels that there is slightly increased risk of contracting coronavirus infection and certain other health related issues, and the outcome is sometimes adverse compared to the general population. So my humble request to you is to kindly appeal to the persons with disabilities and sports persons who are using wheelchairs to get themselves vaccinated. This will be very important for the country to fight and win the war against COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a wonderful suggestion, Sanjay sir. And personally also, whenever I have taken my shots, the both of them, I have tweeted, I have shared that video on my social media handles. And as far as the sports persons are concerned, newly vaccinated, those who are listed in the Paralympic Committee of India. And you'll be happy to know that we have partnered as Paralympic Committee of India with in the initiative called SWAYAM, which is running wheelchair accessible vans, basically highlighting the importance of vaccination and reaching people and disabilities. You can connect with us. We will connect you with SWAYAM Foundation, or you can reach out to SWAYAM Foundation directly. And this is something which Paralympic is already promoting. Anybody who reaches out to us or any athlete who reaches out to us, we have ensured that they get the accessible vans, they reach the booth and they get themselves vaccinated. Even out of turn, we have given them certificates and request letters signed duly by the government authority of that particular city, whether an athlete has reached out to us from Kerala, far-flung areas of Meghalaya, we have still sent them a recommendation letter on the letterhead of the Paralympic Committee of India requesting an urgent allocation of vaccination to that sports person with disability. So we are doing our bit, but we definitely request more and more athletes to partner in this campaign and help create awareness.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deepaji. I think you are a motivation not only for persons with special abilities, but also able-bodied people. So your appeal should go out to the entire Indian community to get themselves vaccinated and rise up to the challenge, help rise up to the challenge posed by the pandemic.
जी.
Thank you, Sanjay Bhadwa ji. Ajay Raj ji, you had a question for Deepa ji, or you had a comment. Please. Yeah.
So, good evening, sir. First of all, thank you so much for organizing this lovely and beautiful conversation and Zoom conversation, or we can call June session. So, thank you so much. And Deepa ma'am, belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to always inspiring by words, by your work. And
everybody can say hello to Shambhu also.
Hello.
Yeah, the lovely pet.
Today is also the World Animal Welfare Day.
Oh, great.
And this little one was rescued by us, and now she's become a very friendly pet for all of us. Still young.
Yeah.
So see, people like us can do anything. We can even rescue animals and look after them.
Yeah, true.
True. So मैम मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, मैं एक इंटरनेशनल बोसिया प्लेयर हूँ, you can say बोचा प्लेयर. So 2019 में मैंने एक बार इंडिया रिप्रेजेंट किया था. So that time I don't have equipment. उस टाइम देसी रैम थे हमारे पास. So आपने देखा भी होगा जसप्रीत सर के जो हम लोग का फेडरेशन है, पैरा बोसिया स्पोर्ट्स वेलफेयर सोसाइटी, तो उस टाइम इक्विपमेंट नहीं था. तो जैसे आपने बोला कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट या जो भी गवर्नमेंट है वो हमें सपोर्ट करती हैं. सो यस, आई ट्राइड अ लॉट एंड फाइनली आई गॉट माय इक्विपमेंट थ्रू झारखंड गवर्नमेंट.
Oh, nice.
बट हाँ, सो थैंक यू सो मच. सच में हेल्पफुल है. सो मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ आपको, जो आपने एक क्लियर थिंग बोला जो सच में सुन के अच्छा लगा, और हेल्प करते हैं. बट हम जब भी बाहर जाते हैं, इवन या नेशनल जाते हैं, हमारे नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स जो दूर होते हैं, जैसे अभी मैं चंडीगढ़ में हूँ और यहाँ पे चंडीगढ़ स्पाइनल रिहैब में रह रहा हूँ, यही जॉब कर रहा हूँ मैं. तो बट जॉब तो हम मतलब हमारी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, हमारी जो डेली लाइफ है, उसमें इतने खर्चे हैं कि उसमें पूरा होता है. बट स्पोर्ट्स में इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं और स्पोर्ट्स में आगे करना चाहते हैं. क्योंकि मैं एक हायर डिसेबिलिटी हूँ, तो मुझे 2 अटेंडेंस चाहिए. तो मैं क्वाड्रिप्लेजिक हूँ, C4 कंप्लीट लेवल है मेरा. छाबड़ा से मैं बहुत रूबरू हूँ. मैं वहाँ भी ISIC में भी अपना रिहैब 9 महीने का कराया हुआ हूँ. सो ही नोज वेरी वेल. तो हर बार मतलब या तो नेशनल खेलना हो या इंटरनेशनल खेलना हो, तो हर बार फंड्स के प्रॉब्लम आते हैं. मैं ट्राई करता हूँ, गवर्नमेंट को लेटर लिखता हूँ. अभी दुबई में अपकमिंग जो इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट होने वाला है 12 to 20 नवंबर, तो उसके लिए भी मैं बहुत अपील किया हूँ. इवन मैं MP, MLA, झारखंड CM सबको इवन मेल कर रहा हूँ, मैं ट्वीट कर रहा हूँ, बट कहीं से कुछ भी रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आ रहा है. तो मैम आप कुछ गाइड कर सकते हो कि हम स्पेसिफिकली किसको हम अप्रोच करें, या फिर अगर आगे ऐसे जाना हो फ्यूचर में, जैसे नेक्स्ट ईयर भी ब्राजील का इवेंट है हमारा, वर्ल्ड ओपन चैंपियनशिप ऑफ बोसिया, तो हम किसको अप्रोच करने और क्या टाइमिंग है कि मतलब इतने दिन में हमारा अप्रोच करने से फायदा हो सकता है, क्योंकि एंड टाइम पे तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता है. We know very well.
Like I said, Bosia is not directly under our wings, but and it is a recent sport that has come to India.
Yes.
जस्सी जी हैं जो बहुत उसको स्ट्रीमलाइन कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल, नो डाउट.
बहुत अच्छे से कर रहे हैं. हर चीज की ग्रोथ को टाइम लगता ही है, लेकिन आपने तो अगर मैं अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करूँ, पहले मैंने एक छोटा सा होम डिलीवरी काउंटर खोला था. बैठ के मैं छोटे छोटे टिफिन के डब्बे पैक करती थी. एंड मैं आपसे बात कर रही हूँ 2004, तब कोई भी स्विगी, जोमेटो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता था. बट मैंने अपनी मेहनत करी. मैंने चिकन रोटी, पनीर रोटी, ऐसे छोटे छोटे कॉम्बिनेशंस बना के, टिफिन बना के, अहमदनगर में आर्मी ऑफिसर्स जो ट्रेनिंग पे आते थे, जवान जो आते थे, या जो एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स थे, तो अपना फंड वहां से रेज किया. फिर जब मैं दिल्ली आई और तब मेरा रेस्टोरेंट भी क्लोज हो गया और वहां से फिर मेरे को फंडिंग की जरूरत पड़ी, तो मैंने रैलीज के लिए अपने आप को हुनर तैयार किया, और जब मैं अपनी रैलीज करती थी वहां से मैं स्पॉन्सरशिप बचाती थी। और उसके बाद फिर मैंने मोटिवेशनल स्पीकिंग का हुनर एक कॉर्पोरेट्स के साथ कैसे बात करते हैं वो सीखा, क्योंकि एक जैवलिन 70,000 रुपए का आता था उस वक्त। तो तरीके निकाले, और CSR के लिए मैंने बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशंस लिखी। बहुत सारी कॉर्पोरेट्स हैं जिनके CSRs के अंदर आप टैप कर सकते हैं, आप लिख सकते हैं। डेफिनेटली इशू है, मैं आपके साथ बिल्कुल सरोकार रखती हूँ, इशू है, लेकिन हिम्मत नहीं छोड़नी है। आप अपने देयर आर लॉट ऑफ अदर NGOs दैट यू कैन अप्रोच, रोटरी है, लायन क्लब है, आप अपने रीजन के जो ऐसे established NGOs है आप उनसे भी बातचीत कर सकते हैं। एंड इफ यू गिव अ रियलिस्टिक फिगर कि मेरा ये रियलिस्टिक फिगर है, और आप फेथ देते हैं कि आप मुझे, बिकॉज whenever I have taken funding from anyone, I have written that favor with a medal for the country. You know, you also have to break that barrier. Once you are an achiever in the national competition and you have made it to a the world, then things becomes easier. I know that, ये मैंने पहले भी बोला था कि एक्सेलेंस पूल को हैंडल करने के लिए पॉलिसीज हैं, फंडिंग है। ग्रास रूट लेवल के लिए भी हमारा चैलेंज है जिसको हम भी बैटल कर रहे हैं। You can write to the federation also. We are also trying a level best to raise lot of funds, and hopefully with Tokyo Paralympics people believing in us, maybe we can as Paralympics allocate some funds to you. So put in your request to me, and we will try and do our best. We can even recommendation letter for your local government or your local NGOs. You identify people who can support you, and I will write a letter to them for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
अजयराज जी, दीपा जी ने आपको रास्ते दिखाए और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी तरह बताया कि पहले अपने पैरों पे खड़े होने की कोशिश करें। शुरू में उन्होंने अपनी स्ट्रगल के बारे बताया, और फिर देखा कि स्ट्रगल के बाद कैसे, अगर मतलब कहते हैं ना, गॉड ऑल्सो हेल्प दोज हु हेल्प देमसेल्व्स। तो आपको पहले अपने पैरों पे खड़ा करना है, तो बहुत सारे लोग आ जाएंगे। दीपा जी ने NGOs का नाम बताया, और एक ऐसे NGO के बारे हमने भी आपको अवगत कराया था। तो आप जरूर दीपा जी को लिखें, बट अगर आपको जरूरत पड़े तो हमारी फाउंडेशन को जरूर वेबसाइट एड्रेस आपको नेट से मिल जाएगा, नहीं तो आप कांटेक्ट करें, किसी भी तरह हमें कांटेक्ट करें या हम आपको कांटेक्ट करेंगे।
Thank you so much, sir.
आपको टाइम कम है, बट आपको जरूर मौका मिले ताकि फिर अपने आप आपको सपोर्ट आती जाए, ये हमारी पूरी
means a lot to me, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deepa ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ajay.
If और कोई कुछ अपने कमेंट शेयर करना चाहेंगे या कुछ दीपा जी से सवाल पूछना चाहेंगे, तो प्लीज फील फ्री टू unmute yourself and speak right now.
सर
हाँ जी जरूर बोलिए, पहले अपना इंट्रोडक्शन छोटा सा दे दीजिए।
सर मेरा नाम अल्पेश सुतरिया है और मैं नेशनल पेल टेबल टेनिस खेल रहा हूँ। फिलहाल गुजरात भावनगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट से हूँ।
बहुत बढ़िया।
और मैं दीपा जी को पहले तो हैप्पी बर्थडे कहना चाहता हूँ।
So sweet. Thank you.
और
Thank you.
थैंक यू मैम। और आपके टाइम में मैडम ये जो पैरा का जो मतलब फास्ट मूवमेंट हो रहा है वो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है फिलहाल।
थैंक यू।
और आप
टीम
आगे
वर्क है अल्पेश, एक जने से नहीं होता है, बहुत लोग जुड़ते हैं फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं। अब हमारे सीनियर खिलाड़ियों का बहुत सपोर्ट है, हमारे गवर्निंग बोर्ड मेंबर्स का बहुत सपोर्ट है, कोचेस बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं अपनी अपनी जगह।
पहले से ज्यादा बहुत मतलब मोटिवेट हो मिल रहा है और पैरा प्लेयर को ज्यादा लोग पहचानने लगे हैं और लोकल लेवल पे भी अब ये एटीट्यूड चेंज हो रहा है।
और गुजरात में तो अब टेबल टेनिस की तो बहुत चर्चा हो रही होगी। मीना पटेल ने जो झंडे गाड़े हैं, इतिहास रच
हाँ
दिया
मैडम,
है।
हाँ मैडम। ओके, थैंक यू मैडम।
थैंक यू अल्पेश, खेलते रहिए। और
Thank you, all the
टीटी में
best.
तो आपके पास गुजरात से इतनी बड़ी रोल मॉडल है।
हाँ, हम उसके साथ में ही खेल रहे हैं। नेशनल में तो सब लोग साथ में ही होते हैं।
बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब।
बहुत खूब
थैंक यू
अल्पेश
मैडम।
जी, आप सबके रोल मॉडल हैं, तो हमारा भरपूर प्रयास रहेगा कि आपकी आवाज सब तक पहुंचे और आप लोग और ग्लोरी ला सके देश के लिए। भारत को कहते थे ना, भारत गौरव के क्षण आए जब पैरालंपिक्स में इतने सारे मेडल आए, और हम वेट करेंगे अगली पैरालंपिक्स के कि और भी ज्यादा मेडल्स आए। और किसी का लास्ट कोई कमेंट, क्वेश्चन? तो आप लोग को और जरूर बहुत मौके मिलेंगे दीपा जी जैसे हस्तियों से मिलने के लिए, जिन्होंने हम सबके लिए भारतवर्ष को गौरव ला के दिया। तो थैंक्स दीपा जी for sparing all that valuable time. We know that you've been very busy, and we know that you had various events in your house, including birthdays, and also that you had a havan in your house very recently, just day before. So thanks for sparing time. But एक आश्वासन दे दूं कि आज जितने भी लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया ये सेशन, वो सब इतना प्रेरित हुए हैं, and they have become highly motivated that it is not only encouraging wheelchair sports in India. I think the idea is to encourage sports in general in India, because if we travel abroad, we see cycling tracks, we see sporting facilities, but as you very rightly said, right, where there is a will, there is a way. You may find excuses that there are infrastructural barriers or not, but you very rightly mentioned the community support in India is unparalleled across the globe, right?
Absolutely.
You get stuck anywhere and there will be n number of people who would be willing to help you. And this, in India, we are fortunate to have that strong community, strong family support. And with that, I think thanking you everyone, and assuring you that we will strive to create a passion within everyone to not only indulge in wheelchair sports, but also indulge in all kinds of sports and live life to their fullest. Like we say, when it comes to spinal injury, we have to make individuals that we can say life after a spinal injury can be happy, meaningful, and worth living. And that, Deepa ji, you have shown to us, and you are a living example for to everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank you, all participants. Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Look forward to meeting you again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
वीडियो बंद कर रखा है।